Naga Students Federation bra Constitutes kra Inner Line Regulation Commission bra AJ NSF Office Day press conference lushe. Commission bra State Day Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873 enforced kribuli laga importance over highlight krina Chief Secretary Government of Nagaland Lahot representation bataishe. Commission bra representation the Inner Line permit takra kribuli karne 10 point such as krushe. Details saisabo.
Today there is no such record about the kind of ILB that has been issued. ILB is issued for different purpose, but that is not centralized. So we are demanding that there should be a centralized database system where every record should be kept in one place and taken out as and when necessary. And we are saying that there should be new establishment and re-strengthening of the existing checkgates. And in this, I would like to particularly mention that establishment of ILP issuing office and checkpoints at Dimapur Airport and Dimapur Railway Station. That is the prominent part in this memorandum. And we also have said there should be a separate ILP enforcement wing of the government. And added to that, we have said they should be sensitized. Because the police personnel who are manning these checkgates, they do not know who are exempted, who are not exempted. Because of their ignorance, they just let some people just pass through without ILB. Example, like if a driver says that in Nagaland, if you have a driving license, you don't need ILB. And the police personnel says, that is what is happening. And I face that in reality. So we want that while creating a separate wing, this enforcement wing should be sensitized on the provision of the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873. Now, we have said transparency in the collection of ILB fees. Ever since ILB was implemented, till today, we want to know from the government where has the ILB fees collected gone, how much it has been collected. And in addition, we have said that there should be a separate account for ILB and it should be done through UPI mode of payment. That is what we have said. And again, we have also said that in the process of issuing inner line pass, it should be at ease. There should be no such complicated conditions. We don't want people trying to come to Nagaland to be harassed for unnecessary reasons. We have come across that there are officers who try to put different kind of condition that you bring NOC from that SP, you bring another PRC from Deputy Commissioner of your district. No. What we are suggesting is that Aadhaar card or EPIC should be fit case to process ILB, but the purpose should be scrutinized and the guarantor authenticity and credibility of that guarantor also should be properly analyzed, and the onus of responsibility on that guarantor should be made more severe. That's what we're saying. And we want that the penalty for the defaulter should be severe. In 1873, the defaulters were fined 100 rupees to a maximum of 500 rupees. Imagine 100 rupees of 1873 today, in terms of lakhs. So we're saying that, of course, we don't want that 1 lakh should be fine. But we want that it should be more stringent and the amount should be more so that, anybody trying to evade the system will be more careful. And the penalty should be, for repeated offenders, the penalty should be more. We're also saying that ILB should not be renewed. It can be extended, maybe 2-3 times. After extended period is over, the person should go out, and if he wants to come inside, he should apply fresh inline pass and come inside. So ILB is not for a permanent stay. That's very clear. Therefore, our message is very clear that we are not objecting to anybody coming to Nagaland. We treat them as a guest. But the moment the guests try to behave like the host, problem starts from there. So we would like to send a message that guests should behave like a guest and the host is ever ready to be hospitable. So we have submitted this one to the Chief Secretary. Chief Secretary is very, very cooperative. In fact, is even more concerned. He has given us more inputs. In fact, we were so satisfied meeting the Chief Secretary, and with the Chief Secretary like him, who is so much concerned on this ILP system, I'm very sure that the suggestion put up by the Naga Student Federation will be surely result into fruitful measure. That's what I'm very positive, and we are thankful to the Chief Secretary Nagaland for giving us patient hearing and for expressing that he's more concerned than any other Nagas. Thank you. It's open to questions.
So, in all these years, what do you see as the biggest challenge in effectively implementing this ILP model?
Yes, that's a very interesting question. See, I will not say that it is just one-way approach. The reason for lack of effective enforcement of this inner line regulation is multiple. Per se, the implementing machinery is the government. They also to be blamed. The lack of awareness by the public, that's also another thing. And even the lack of the knowledge of those people who are coming inside Nagaland, that many people does not even know ILP. This is also one area. So I feel that it is a kind of multi-edged sword, that you can't just pinpoint one reason. We have made it clear to the Chief Secretary that it is not a demand, it is a suggestion. Therefore, we are hopeful that government will seriously peruse into the matter, and we feel that the next course of action will not be necessary as far as the response of the Chief Secretary is concerned. And after having this 10-point memorandum being put into action, of course, time will tell us that more of such measure or more of such suggestions or other areas which we have not covered in this will surely come up. And we are also very much aware that by one memorandum, we can cover up the whole subject matter. Therefore, as for the start, we have come up with this 10 points.
So I also want to know if you are collaborating with any, civil society or NGOs, because there are many organizations who are also very concerned about these things also. So do you have any plans to collaborate with other agencies?
Yes. I think we will be having coordination meeting with various, civil society, including the tribes organizations, as well as we will also be visiting colleges and institutions to create awareness on this. And surely we will not leave any stone unturned to ensure that ignorance on this subject matter does not become an excuse for anybody to actually default it. The Inner Line Regulation Commission took our office and we had the first meeting on 31st of last month. Of course, we understand that we can comprehend, if not apprehend, the challenges that is ahead of us. However, in reality, we are yet to face any challenges now. But we are very sure that any activities without a challenge is no activity at all. So we are very much anticipating those challenges, and there's a saying that when the going gets tough, only the tough gets going, and we are prepared for that.
The ILP has not been successful for a long time. We all understand that. So is the commission of the view that some government missionaries have been misusing it, especially the district administrations who are supposed to enforce it?
Well, these are something which it is on unfounded lines. Although allegations are there, so far no such inquiry has been done in this matter. Therefore, it is one area where I'm sure even for the commission also, in days to come, We will have a thorough kind of examination on this very issue. And any officers, if found guilty doing like that, they should be penalized. We don't want any Indian citizens willing to come to Nagaland to be unnecessarily harassed, and they should be treated well. And anybody trying to take advantage of that should be booked as a culprit.
ILP has been issued by Congress, So do you think this should continue? Do you think there are loopholes in this practice?
The extension of ILP into other districts, so example, Befr is mentioned. See, these things are not, it's just very recent, so to speak. There are so many things which needs to be studied further and addressed. So as our chairman just mentioned earlier that the commission had our first meeting on the 31st of March, and our first representation to the government from the commission side was today, just a few, barely half an hour back. So the Chief Secretary also was very positive in our interaction, and from the commission side also, yes, there's as a commission we have so many more things to do, so many areas into which we have to study. And one thing which was very encouraging from the Chief Secretary's side was that maybe the government may explore a joint committee or a joint commission also along from the government and NSF also. So we don't know if that will come to fruition, but even that suggestion is also very encouraging. So coming to what you had, coming back to your question, these things, it comes into administrative matters and all. So yes, if at all, we will be, during our time in the commission, we will try to study into the pros and cons of every level of like ILP implementation or regulation, so to speak. So time will tell for that.
Although the Chief Secretary might have assured and expressed his concerns similar to what you've presented today, what happens if this just remains a document in his office for the next month or year or years?
Well, as of now, for the government to sit on it, I am very positive about it. Therefore, I don't want to even think that there is a room for if.
DMI St. Joseph Global School, Chumukadima, in collaboration with Scholar Academy, offers top-tier JEE and NEET coaching, world-class labs, and skill building in robotics, swimming, and vocational courses. Admissions open. Shape your future with us.